My wife of 5 years got offended when I requested a paternity test and now wants to divorce me, even though I am the father. I, 35M, met my wife, 29F, through a mutual friend. We were friends for a year or so before we both became single and decided we were compatible enough to date. We were together for 2 years before we got married. I do not know what got into me. My wife is loyal and faithful, but I had been reading statistics about how many men are raising children that aren't their own and had absolutely no idea. Around the time she found out she was pregnant, we both wanted children, we weren't actively preventing it. About 3 months in, I couldn't take it anymore and told her I wanted a paternity test. She asked me if I was accusing her of cheating. I said yes. She asked me why. And I couldn't answer her. Neither of us has ever cheated or been cheated on. She works very hard, long hours at her job, but has always let me know where she is and who she will be with. If she was going somewhere with friends, I was always welcomed. I do not know why I did this, and it's tearing me up. She told me she'd gladly give me my paternity test, but that she was moving back to her mother's until that time because she didn't know if she wanted to continue the marriage. She got an amniocentesis test at about 20 weeks. I'm the father, and when she told me, I was so happy. But she wasn't. She told me that she felt like she fell out of love with me the minute I asked her, and that she had no desire to reconcile. Our daughter was born July 10th. My wife has gone through a lawyer and has started the process of divorce and custody issues. She has since gotten her own apartment. She said she wants to keep this as amicable as possible for the sake of our daughter. But I just want to be a family. She doesn't want support or alimony because she makes more than enough to cover herself and our daughter's needs and live a comfortable life. It's taken since February to even get her to soften her stance and even think about counseling. She said she loves me, but she isn't sure she can get over this. Now I'm trying to think of how to fix this, and I'm just such a broken mess. I want to prepare a list to talk about on Monday at counseling, but I just can't think of anything but apologizing, and that hasn't made a difference in the past months. I don't think it would now. /relevant comments. Commenter. WTF. No reason to think she cheated, not one iota. Did you think aliens impregnated her? I'd find it hard to overlook that too. Ops response. We were sexually active, so I did know that there was a good likelihood I was the father. I just couldn't shake that little voice that told me I might not be. Commenter 2. Yeah, I'm having a hard time mustering enough sympathy to give you any advice. If a woman came on here and said her husband demanded a paternity test and accused her of cheating without any foundation whatsoever, I'd tell her to give him the results of the paternity test along with the divorce papers. There are some things you just can't come back from, dude. Update 1 day later. I got to sit down with my wife during my visit with my daughter while she was napping. She says that this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Here is why she went nuclear, as a lot of people said. As much as this hurt, I needed to hear it. I had trouble trusting her throughout our whole relationship, despite the fact she had never cheated on me or any of her exes. She's caught me snooping through her phone, email, and work laptop before, and because she deals with privileged information, she says I open her up to liabilities with her clients. No, I have never found anything incriminating. She has never hidden anything except work-related things because of confidentiality. Her bank accounts, credit card information, and phone records were always open to me because she's caught me snooping before and wanted to assuage my fears. I had recently installed Tinder on my phone, and she had caught me on OkCupid 6 months ago. Her best friend sent her my profile, so she thinks this is me projecting. She got upset about the hypocrisy of it all. While she had to be fully open with me, she says I never showed her the same courtesy and always complained about my privacy. I had my phone passcoded. I would get upset if she did the same, and I'd get angry with her if she went into my computer or email for any reason, even if it was bill-related. She said what really made her not want to work on it was some of the following. She felt no support from me at all before the test. She would come over every other day and talk to me, but I was cold to her, and she said she tried to work on it in the beginning. She said my aloofness made her stop caring. I refused to help her cover the copay for the amniocentesis. She said this was pettiness that made her feel this way, but she was going to get an amniocentesis anyway because she's paranoid about birth defects, and her insurance didn't deem it medically necessary. I went on a few dates after she moved out, and she found out. She considered it cheating because she had been attempting to work on our marriage at that point and had even made counseling appointments that I refused to attend until she got the paternity test. I didn't remember this and didn't include it in my last post. She said she's willing to work on the marriage, but it has to be open both ways, and she isn't willing to move back in with me right away. I have to give her the passcode to my phone and delete Tinder. I do not want to give her the passcode to my phone because I think I deserve my privacy. Her other condition is personal therapy in addition to couples counseling. I don't want to do this either, because, as many of you have pointed out, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be sure. /relevant comments. Commenter. I am shocked you posted an update. Your original post included nothing that would help us understand her decision. Frankly, you sound completely out of touch with reality. I can't imagine why she's willing to work on this marriage. Let her go. For her sake. Ops response. She hadn't told me. She was keeping contact minimal, besides allowing me to see our daughter, but she wasn't opening up to me about how she felt. Commenter 2. Wow, I can't believe the crap you did to her. And she is still willing to work on things. You, sir, need counseling and a swift kick to the backside. Ops response. She said she's willing to because of our daughter, but if it were just her, she wouldn't. Commenter 3. You left out the stuff about being protective of your mobile devices, having a Tinder profile, and going on dates yesterday? You deserve your privacy? You are a piece of work. Or a troll. For God's sake, get help and put all this energy into being a good dad. Don't be so effing self-involved and selfish. Op's response. I didn't go on any dates until after she left. Commenter 3. You don't go on dates when you want to stay in a marriage. Second update 5 days later. I realize now that I'm not exactly someone you want to sympathize with, and I'm sorry. I do love Marissa and want to be a better husband and father. But I will not get that chance. In therapy, our therapist had us lay everything out on the table, and I admitted that I was an unfair hypocrite. She admitted that she's happier without me, despite being a single mother for all intents and purposes. We attempted to talk it through, with her laying out her terms to re-enter the marriage. I still feel I did not cheat on her because she left me with no discussion of terms. She feels I cheated because we were still married and actively discussing her eventually rebuilding her trust in me and moving back home. We agreed to try another therapy session, but Tuesday morning she canceled it and filed for divorce. We had dinner that night. She told me she was sorry, but she didn't think it would work because her trust at this point was irrevocably broken. I told her it was okay. We sat down and talked about visitation until she leaves in January, when she will be moving to her home state with an opportunity that grants her more money and better benefits, including on-site daycare. She told me she harbors no hard feelings toward me, but she wishes it hadn't ended this way. I told her it didn't have to, but she disagreed and said it did. I told her I'd give her access to my phone and such, but the fact that I did that to her left a sour taste in her mouth about it, and she doesn't want a relationship where it's considered normal to not share or rifle through the other person's things for no reason, as she put it. We agreed on child support, and we will get it in writing. I make a comparable amount to what she will be making, so we agreed to split baby's expenses. Baby will be on her insurance. I gave her a check for the amount for the amnio. Anything else we can think of? I know there's no chance of getting my wife back now, but how can I be a good dad to baby long distance? We talked about me eventually moving to be in proximity. She made sure to emphasize for baby that we will not be getting back together, but I'm locked into a contract until next December at least. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. I still feel I did not cheat on her. Dude, you were still married, of course you cheated. She did not, but you acted like she did with wild accusations not based on any facts. And now you are blaming the divorce on her. Great job. You should make sure to move closer to the baby after your contract is over, and try to be the best dad possible. Especially since you are the one who screwed up your marriage beyond repair. Honestly, besides money, there is nothing you can do for the baby long distance. It's not like the baby can talk to you on the phone. Being the best dad possible means actually being there for your child. Commenter 2. He's also completely glossing over the fact that he was actively on dating services like Tinder and OkCupid while they were definitely still together. There's no well technically we were separated blah 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 rationalization for that. So I understand why he's choosing to ignore that, since Op seems to be actually incapable of taking responsibility. Commenter 3. LMFAO when she said she wishes it hadn't ended that way and you said it didn't have to. Honestly, if I were that kid, I wouldn't want you in my life. You have no moral compass, no empathy, no common sense, and no sense of personal responsibility. This is coming from a child of a mother with similar qualities, and I genuinely believe that my life would have been better if she had never been in my life. Editor's note. Op titled his last update saying that it was the final update and hasn't posted any new updates since, in case you were wondering.